Hello, hello. Let's talk about it. What are we talking about at 6? It's early out. It's real early. It's 6:13. I get up super early because I like to get a jump start on my day. Period, because who needs all that sleep? I don't. Anyway, I like to talk about something this morning that was just on my heart. And sometimes we experience things or other people experience things, and it kind of, for me, it was like a trigger from my childhood on to adulthood. So this is about fathers, not putting anybody down, just really sharing my experience, and hope this can shed some light on what someone may be going through. So just to give you a little back history on my from my childhood to my adulthood. Um, when I first met my father, I was 13 and he was in prison. Right, that's my first meeting of him, and it was different. It wasn't what I expected. Went to visit a lot of times. And it just he was there till I was like in my mid late 20s, right? So it was never really, you can't really form a relationship like that. It's hard. I would say that. It's hard. And fast forward, he gets out, and we really still never develop a relationship like I would want it back then. And so for a long time, I used that not having a father in my life, I use that as my crutch, as my go-to for the poor decisions I made in my life with men. I use that as a crutch. Oh, my dad wasn't in my life like that, so some stuff I didn't know. I'm looking for love. I was looking for love from men because I did not feel that from my father. Growing up, in that from being a young person to an older person, I really didn't feel that. That's me being honest. And so as a result, I made poor choices and poor decisions. I used that, right, to make poor choices and poor decisions when it came to men. That was my whole, like, I was just so resentful. And, this is, like I said, this is new. So this is how I felt. And I was resentful for that. Not really realizing the effect it was having on me by not forgiving and not trying to understand, why, and how, all that stuff. Like, that didn't matter to me. What mattered to me was they weren't there. Like, I needed them to be there, and like I felt like they should have been there. But when you don't know the whole story, it is what it is, right? And so I used that for a long time until one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm an adult now, right? I'm an adult, and I can't keep blaming my father not being there for my life. Like, no, this is my life, and I have the pen, right? So I can, what I can do? Write a new chapter, right? Going forward, letting that go, because I can't change the past. He can't change the past, and that's what it is. But going forward, it is so important to just be there. If you can't, it don't cost nothing to be there. A lot of times, I think people think that it costs money to be in your child's life, and as women, as parents, it's so important for your child's father to be in their lives, and it's not about the money. It's about them being there, showing them things, and just being there. It don't cost nothing to spend time with nobody. It don't cost nothing to have a conversation. That stuff don't cost nothing. Like, it doesn't, right? But as you become an adult, some stuff you have got to let go of. You just got to forgive, and you got to try to make a better example. We all in this world doing the best we can with what we know, and some of us are not allowed to be a father or be a mother, and some of us are. So it's so important to form that bond, to have that relationship, at least try, you know, because a lot of times I feel like I feel like some fathers think the child's supposed to reach out and do all this stuff, and I don't think that's how it is. It should be, you know. As a parent, be a parent, you know, be a father, and it's hard. It's hard, and I understand because I used that for a long time, and so when I hear people say certain things like you can't that person can't make up for the time that was lost, can't make up for the time they weren't there, they just can't. Going forward, they can, you know, you can do certain things together and try, you know, spend time with each other and grow and go from there. But going back and changing stuff and trying to make up, you can never make up for time. Once you lose time, that's it. You can't make time back up. It don't work like that. I wish it did, but it doesn't, right? And you know, like I said, in my life I made poor decisions. And my son's father, that was another poor decision, but out of it came a, you know, awesome person. He's an awesome guy. So his father told me when I, you know, ended the relationship, if I can't be in your life, then I don't want to be in his. You know? And he lived up to that till this day, right? I can't force him to be a father. I can't force him to be there. I can't force him to have a relationship if that's not something he chooses to do, you know? So it's just sad, you know, it's just sad that we kind of repeat what we see, not even knowing that we're doing that, but I did that. And you know, I used to feel so bad about it, but I can't make anybody be what they don't want to be. But in a relationship if I'm in a relationship with a man and he is not stepping up, being a father to his kids, it's a problem with me, you know. And I don't want to be with nobody that's not gonna care about their kids, not gonna be there for their kids. Like, no, because I know what that's like, right? I've seen that. I'm experiencing that, you know. So let's break that chain. Let's break those chains, right? If that man is trying to be in that child's life, let him be there. It ain't about no money. That child need that, right? I needed that. I know what it's like for your father not to be in your life the way that you want them to be there growing up. You know, we all would like to have our mom and dad in the household together growing up, right? But I know sometimes it don't work like that. But that don't mean that you can't, you know, still be there for that child just because you're not in the same house. Like, that's unacceptable. Certain things are just unacceptable. You know, it just is. And I wish that people would get that. I wish they would get that. But the moral of the story is, I know what it's like to feel like that because I once felt like that. But as you become older, as you become an adult, you have to forgive. And you have to live your life for you, right? And if you have kids, be the example that you needed. Be that example. You know what I'm saying? Be the father. Whether it works or not with that person, be a father. Like, be a father. Moral of the story, be a father, because that stuff it's so important and it's so needed, right? It's so needed. Certain things I can't teach my son, you know. And that in that area, you know, other male figures step in. Just because the father not there don't mean nobody else can't step in and be like, let me show you how to tie a tie. Let me show you, you know, show you certain things that I can't, like the mom or the woman can't show them, can't teach them, you know. So that's really what I wanted to talk about this morning. It was on my heart heavy, and I understand. I understand. When I say I understand being there. I've been there. I experienced that, and I had to let that pain, I had to let that hurt, I had to let his absence go. Because I can't change it, right? Only thing I can work on right now is myself going forward. And that's, you know, and that's it. We have to understand that when we get grown, we become adults. It's on us now, right? It's on you now to get your life together, to work on you, for you. And if you know, your father's still alive, you know, have a conversation with him. This is what This is how I feel. This is what I needed. This is what I need. This is what I want. Let's come to a meeting point. Let's work on this relationship. Women, stop holding on that bitter, that anger of what happened with you and the father. Let that go and let that man be a father. Because there's some people out here wish they had a father. And you keeping your child from his father. That's not right. So keep that in mind. That's all I got to say this morning. I'm going to be going to do my podcast next. So just wanted to jump on here and share that because I felt like this is a much needed discussion. This is a much needed video. And I hope somebody gets something out of this. Like I said, no shade. I have no hate. I have no bitterness in my heart for my father not being there as I wanted him to be going forward. I understand it. And I accept it. And that's what it is. So anyway, enjoy your Saturday. Still early. Let's see what time we got now. 6:24. It's still early. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Let's talk about it. We're always talking about it. I'm always talking about it. Let's talk about it. Anyway, enjoy your day.